Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the Real Senior Stoner back at you for your wax-made honey pen dab of the day. How are you today? Thanks for being here. As always, when you enjoy today's video, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, send a like, and I reply to everybody's comments. Let's get started with today's interesting topic. I bet you've heard the term, what's for dinner? What are you going to do outside today? From your parents, from your little boy. Where are you going? Who are you going to be with? Well, those questions were pretty easy to respond to. You knew where you were going, you knew who you were going to go play with. The bigger question for a 66-plus-year-old person, and many of you, is what are we going to do with our lives? I'm retired now, but I had to think about that a lot when I was in high school. What did I want to do with my life when I was in college? What did I want to do with my life? Did I even want to go to college? So it's a big question that has to be addressed. The average person, would you believe it, makes over 30,000 decisions a day. Tremendous amount of choices. It's almost overwhelming. And our decisions often demand mental energy. Each little decision demands a little bit, but together takes a lot of energy. So no wonder trying to figure out what you want to do in life, the big decision, is so overwhelming and exhausting even before you even talk about it. What do I want from life? What do I want to be? Well, that's significant. We have to be intentional about figuring out what we want in life, because it's easy just to fall into survival mode. Oftentimes, if you don't know what you want, you become bored and restless with what you're doing, even if you used to love it. And over time, it increases stress, can cause depression, anxiety, even make you feel like you lost control of your life. Figuring out what you want in life gives you purpose and influences everything from what school you want to go to where you want to work and where you want to live. So how do we decide all these different important things? Well, in order to understand what you want in life, because the world's so overwhelming, you got to feel and kind of figure out the path you want to take. A lot of times people get analysis paralysis because there's so much there. You get the frozen fear type thing. So we have to ask ourselves questions in order to determine where we want to go in life. What makes us happy, for example? How do you want to live? Everybody wants to be happy, but happiness is not just feeling joyful. It's feeling needed, having a purpose, and maintaining that happiness even under uncertainty. External and internal effects our happiness. It could be your neighborhood or the country you live in is the external, and the internal can just be your skill set and your self-esteem. Maybe making a list of everything that makes us happy is a good starting point. Our needs and our wants can go hand in hand. Other times, need isn't always what we want. So we often have to ask ourselves if our needs are fulfilled and which aren't. You might have emotional needs, financial needs, physical needs. Maybe journal it, and it'll help you decide which ones to do next. But what are our personal values? Values aren't the same as goals. What are our core values and principles? What gives us purpose? Because everyone's passionate about something. Maybe it's vaping. Maybe it's your dog. Maybe it's cooking. Maybe it's a family member. But remember, whatever fulfills us, that infectious energy will build and positively impact others as well. But what activities put us in the flow? Go with the flow. Well, you know what? It's usually the ones we have lost track of time. Prioritize activities every day to calm your mind and get you more focused. What would you do if there were no limits, for example? Because when times are tough, you stop dreaming because you feel limited by external factors. But we can't be afraid, to think big. Because if the limits weren't factors, what would we want to do? What would we rather be doing? Who do I want to spend my time with? Who do I want to help? Am I in the right location to do the things I want to do? What am I willing to sacrifice to achieve what do I want to do? And how do I define a good life? Maybe you got to ask yourself, who do you admire? Who are you jealous of? Do you look up to somebody? Oftentimes, people lead by example. Think about whether you want to emulate somebody. Remember to pay attention to the unpleasant feelings as well, because that someone might have landed a dream job. That someone might have won an amazing trip. Maybe ask yourself why you're jealous. You got to have self-awareness in these situations. You got to surround and understand yourself with the way you really feel. And you got to ask yourself that all-important question: how do I envision the patterns of my life? How? We tend to think of ourselves as having discrete, separate parts like home, work, friends. But every area impacts the other area, from health to confidence to career. So the underlying desire to change the path we're walking has to be done by acknowledging that we're walking intertwining paths. So we got to create what do we want to do based on the fact that we touch many things simultaneously. And now comes the big question: what don't we want? Maybe it's even more important to know what to avoid to empower us to make better decisions than it is for us to know what we want to go towards. Think about how draining mentally, emotionally, and physically things can be. So we can set clear goals, whether they're career goals, financial goals, wellness goals, to avoid those pitfalls. And remember to take stock in what you've done already. I'm 66 plus. What are my greatest achievements in my life? Whatever the things are that you've had pride in, your abilities, your winnings, your successes in life, is there a way for you to feel that way, a way for you to have that life that would repeat those feelings? I think there is. I think any of our greatest accomplishments in life can be repeated if we're willing to work hard. Because victories, large and small, require hard work. Nothing falls into your lap. It doesn't. Resilience, getting out of our comfort zones, and just learning as much as we can open up all the doors for us. It isn't easy. And if you let a few little challenges early on in your venture, in your journey, and let them impede your progress, you'll be right back where you started from, where you were trying to escape from. So we, in order to do this, in order to do what you want in life, be who you want to be in life, must remember that we've got to focus on moving towards your goals, despite the obfuscation, despite all the things that want to pull us in other directions and the setbacks. Finding our purpose is a constant process, everybody, and it does impact our well-being. But hopefully we've been able to talk about ways that you can find out what you want to do, that you can do what you want to do, and you can be the person you want to be. This has been the Real Senior Stoner, and we're going in on our wax-made honey pen to the little hidden compartment on the bottom with the little hidden dab spoon underneath the mouthpiece. These are two cool things that this unit does have for $40. $40 on the Wax-Made website. And if you use my name, Senior Stoner, it'll even be a better price for you. I want to thank everybody for being here today. You can do it. You can do whatever you want to do in life. You can be the person you want to be. And that's what you got to say to yourself every day when you get up in the morning and look in the mirror. After you're done brushing your teeth, I can be who I want to be. I can be the person I want to be. Say it every day. And you know what? You will become the person that you want to be. Cheers, everybody, and have a wonderful day. You know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Send a like. And I reply to all the comments. What a cool, inexpensive pen. Have a wonderful day. And as always, thanks for joining The Real Senior Stoner. Cheers, everybody.